Welcome to Scott's Canine Training, Lesson 10. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to review our previous lessons. That was the heel on leash. Also make sure you include your right turn, your about turn, your left turn, your fast, normal, slow, and normal. And also some halts in there. The next thing we're going to do is the figure 8 exercise. I want you guys to practice. You can put 2 buckets or 2 cones and you go around in the figure 8 pattern. That way your dog learns to speed up and also to slow down while staying in the heel position. The next thing I want you guys to practice is your sit for exam, where you're going to sit your dog, tell your dog stay, and examine the dog on your own. Step back out to leash land and then return back to your dog. Then I want you to do your sit stay for 3 minutes if you can, and your down stay for 2 minutes if you can. Don't forget, 3 minutes and 2 minutes is the goal. Doesn't mean you have to do it that way. Just because Scott said we got to do it at 3 minutes, you got to do it at 3 minutes. No, you don't have to. All right? If your dog can only do it for a shorter time, start off where they can be successful, then slowly, if they have 2 days of success, then increase it by 15 seconds. If they're still having trouble, well, go back to 2 more days at that time and then increase it again. All right? The more rewards they have for doing it right, the better they become at it. The next thing I want you guys to practice is your recall with the long line. And if you're successful with it, where your dog comes right to you every single time, then I want you to practice the recall with the dog dragging the leash. All right? If your dog is not coming to you every single time with the long line, do not do the dog dragging the leash. You'll be better off waiting it out. Don't say that I have to do it because it's that was lesson 9 or the new one in lesson 10, I have to do it. No, it doesn't work that way. If your dog cannot do it, make sure you keep the long line on them. It's very, very important until they come to you consistently every time. So don't forget, every single time you do a recall, you need to reward your dog with the best treats available and give them 3 or 4 treats every single time, smiling at them, praising them, letting them know that that's the best thing they ever did, was coming to you. All right? So as soon as they come in and sit, praise them, get the treats, take it out of your mouth, or you give them from your mouth, and make sure you keep praising them and rewarding them. 3 or 4 treats for every single time they come into you after they sit. The new lesson we're going to do, the exercise tonight, is the recall off leash. Again, this is only if your dog can do the recall with the long line successfully all the time, and then you went to the recall with the dog dragging the leash, and they can do that successfully every time. Then you can try to do a recall off leash. If your dog cannot do either one of those, do not take your dog off leash. Very, very important. It's very important to be patient until your dog has success all the time with the previous step before you move to this step. All right? But if your dog is successful, this is how it looks. Sit. Good boy. So I'll take the leash off of my dog. I'll put the treat in my mouth. I'll tell my dog to stay. Step off with my right foot. Go out approximately 25 feet. As you notice, I took the leash with me. I'll then call my dog. Come. Yay, good boy. As soon as my dog sits, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I just gave my dog 3 rewards as I was praising him. Now I'll tell my dog to stay, and I'll go back into the heel position. Good boy. Okay, so I'll show you again. Heel. And I'll tell my dog to stay. Step off with my right foot. Take my leash with me. Go out about 25 feet. Now then call my dog. Come. Yeah, as soon as my dog sits, good boy. I can also reward him with my hand, but the treat needs to start in my mouth. Good boy. Good boy. I'll then return to my dog, stay. Back into the heel position, and I can praise and reward him again. Good boy. And that is the recall off leash. The next exercise we're going to do is the same exercise we learned in week number 9. It's the finish exercise. Except this time, we're not going to take the step back. Remember last week when we finished our dog to our right, we took the step back with our right foot. And when we finished our dog to our left, we took the step back with our left foot. That was only to help get the dog beyond our body so it was easier to get the dog around us. If we keep doing it by stepping back, the dog starts picking up the step back as a signal. And then when you stop stepping back, heel. When you stop stepping back, then what happens is, if you do it always stepping back for too long and you stop, what happens is the dog, you almost have to retrain the dog because they picked it up as a signal already. Dogs pick up signals really, really fast. So this week, we're going to practice it without stepping back. So this is how it looks, heel. And this is the finish to the right, stay. I step off with my right foot, I come directly in front of my dog. And this time you're going to notice I'm not going to step back, but I'm going to still pass the leash around my body. Heel. Sit. Good boy. So I give my dog the command. He goes around me. As soon as he sits, I praise and reward him. Good boy. Straight. Straight. Okay, heel. So this is how it looks again. The finish to the right. Stay. Hold the leash in my right hand. Stay toe-to-toe with my dog. I shall give him his finish command. Heel. He goes around me. Sit. Good boy. And I praise and reward him. Okay. Heel. And this is the finish to the left. Stay. I step in front of my dog. Toe-to-toe again. Have the leash in my left hand. This time I'm not going to step back, but I still can pull the leash out and back. So place, sit, and I praise and reward. Good boy. And we'll try it again. Stay. I come toe-to-toe with my dog. So if my dog gets up, it's nope. Sit. Stay. So my dog anticipated the command, which is no big deal to me. I'll just correct him and tell him no. And put him back in the sit position in front of me. Because the last command that I gave him was the stay command, so he should have not moved. And if he did move, I'll just correct him for breaking the stay. It's no big deal. So I'll hold the leash in my left hand. I'm not going to step back, but I shall give him his finish command to the left for me, which is place. And I'll pull back and out and back forward. So it looks like this. Place, pull out, pull forward, sit. And I praise and reward. Good boy. Good boy. And that's your finish exercise without stepping back. The next exercise we're going to do is a sit-stay with the long line. So now we're going to start trying to build some distance with our sit-stay. We've done the sit-stay on leash for 3 minutes. So now we're going to do it with the long line, but we're going to cut back the time. So whenever we start building the distance or changing the distance, we need to cut back the time. We cannot do it for the same amount of time that we're doing it at 6 feet. So I want you guys to use your long line so you still have control of your dog if they break the sit-stay. And we're going to do it for 30 seconds. So this is how it looks. Heel. So we'll take the leash off. I'll put his long line on. And I shall do my sit-stay with the long line. So I'll tell my dog to stay, step off with my right foot. I'll go out 25 feet or whatever distance my long line is at. I'll stay out here for 30 seconds. And it's 30 seconds. I return back to my dog. I circle around my dog. And I praise and reward him. Good boy. Good boy. The next exercise we're going to do is a down stay for 30 seconds with the long line. So we'll tell our dogs down. We'll tell our dog to stay. Step off with our right foot. We'll go out to 25 feet or whatever distance our long line is at. When 30 seconds are up, we'll return back to our dog. I'll walk around my dog. When I praise and reward, I want to make sure I do it really low between their feet. Good dog. That's the win. Good boy. And to get him off this down position, I'll tell him to heel. Take a couple of steps, have him sit, and I'll praise and reward again. Good boy. And that's your down stay with the long line. Make sure you practice daily and play with your dogs every time you practice. It's very, very important. I have truly enjoyed teaching you folks obedience, and I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. I hope you folks really learned a lot and your dogs learned a lot. And most importantly, that you folks developed a bond and a connection between yourselves. And I hope to help you folks in the future. Thank you.